The Republican race is far from over with South Carolina's primary today. Florida's vote is on the horizon, and no candidate looks like it's going to back down. So what does a prolonged Republican primary mean for President Obama? Joining me now from Columbia, South Carolina, is Patrick Gaspard, former White House political director, now the executive director of the Democratic National Committee. Thanks so much for joining us, Patrick. So you're watching this from a Democratic, the Obama campaign perspective. It's great to see you. How do you game this? You all thought you were going to be running against Mitt Romney.
Well, I think that anything goes right now, Andrea, and I think that this protracted primary is going to give Mitt Romney a better opportunity to prepare his taxes and to be more transparent about his offshore tax haven in the Caribbean. And I'll say that it also gives them an opportunity to better prepare their arguments to face President Obama, who, according to most recent Gallup polling, is the most admired man in America. So I think that it's an interesting time for Republicans and Democrats alike.
Well, of course, the White House has had all of its homework done by the Republican opposition. So you've watched Mitt Romney, as we said earlier, inexplicably not being able to handle this tax issue. This is the president looking forward to Tuesday, where he will be on the grand stage, of course, in Congress of a joint session for the State of the Union. This is the president's preview today in his web video.
This is a make or break moment for the middle class and folks trying to work their way into the middle class. Because we can go in two directions. One is towards less opportunity and less fairness, or we can fight for where I think we need to go. Building an economy that works for everyone, not just a wealthy few.
The bottom line is, though, that the president is facing re-election where he is below 50% on every poll on approval ratings, where there's a lot of unhappiness with the way he's handled the economy, and you've got persistently high unemployment, getting better, but still not where you want it to be. So you've got a lot of headwinds no matter whom you're running against.
Well, it's pretty clear, Andrea, that the country as a whole has had a lot of headwinds trying to recover from the last 10 years of failed economic policy. From the moment that this president took office and his economic policies began to take hold, as you noted, we've made some steady progress, and I think that all Americans, Democrats, Republicans, and independents are going to reward him at the ballot box for the progress that we've made. And fortunately for us, Andrea, democracies are still a comparative exercise. You cited polling and all the head-to-head matchups against Mitt Romney, Newt Gingrich, etc. The president fares exceedingly well, and we've seen that Republican leadership, that Republican field, bleeding support from moderates, from independents, because of the ways in which they've embraced the most extreme positions of their radical base. So I think that by comparison, when you compare where we stand today to the economy that we inherited, and by comparison to the policies of Republican candidates who intend to take us right back to the failed policies that we're trying to dig our way out of, we're going to do okay.
Now, as soon as the State of the Union is over, the president is going to launch his post-State of the Union travel. He's going to swing states, absolutely critical states. He's going to be in Iowa, Arizona, Nevada, Colorado, Michigan. Those include a couple of states with, very high foreclosure and unemployment rates. You've got to nail down your base and nail down some of the important swing states that you won 4 years ago before you can even be competitive in some of those other more marginal states.
Well, Andrea, since you're fond of polling this morning, I want to remind you that pundits who were on your show not that long ago were all claiming that the president was struggling with the Democratic base, but we've seen poll after poll now that shows over 80% approval rating from Democrats. And I have to tell you that when we pause and we have the kind of thoughtful conversations that are taking place in South Carolina and across the country today, and we talk about the ways in which this president has increased manufacturing by 12%, first time since 1997 we've had that kind of an exponential growth. And when I talk to South Carolinians who know that as a result of his tough choices, there are 30,000 people in this state who have jobs in the auto industry that would not have had it if we followed Mitt Romney's policy or Republican policies. I know, Andrea, that we'll do well not only in Arizona and Iowa and some of the states that the president is traveling to this week, but across this country.
Patrick, thank you very much. Good to see you. Enjoy the Republican voting out there today. Nice to be an observer and not have anything there at stake. And what story will be making headlines in the next 24 hours? That's next right here on Andrea Mitchell Reports. Stay with us.